Recently, I released a video about what I believe to be some of the most effective lethal home defense weapons. In this video, I want to kind of hone in on the baseball bat and talk about the proper way to use a bat in self-defense. Stick around. The baseball bat has always been a popular home defense weapon, especially with those who maybe did not have a firearm. Common sense lets us in on how effective a bat can be. All throughout history, people have used clubs in war. There's a lot that can go wrong, though, in trying to use a baseball bat. It's got its strengths and it's got its weaknesses. If you're a baseball player who knows how to swing a bat, who knows how to make the connection, you're already one step ahead of everybody else. And there are plenty of people out there that would grab a bat to defend themselves who have never even swung one before. So is knowing how to use a baseball bat common sense? You would think so, but I would also contend that there is much to train. Now in this video, I'm going to be showcasing the Cold Steel bats, the Brooklyn Basher, the Brooklyn Crusher. These things are mean. The idea is to take the end of this bat, boom, and make a connection. But in self-defense, it's not that easy. There's several ways that you can strike with a baseball bat, and sometimes you don't have a clear swing, but there might be a way that you can set up a swing. There's several different ways you can attack with a baseball bat. You can attack with the end, boom, a little punch with the end of the handle. You can do the same thing. You can punch with this end of the handle. You can hit with this side of it, boom, just straight against it this way. And of course, the beauty shot, the swing. There's just a lot of different angles, cracking this way, bopping with this end, maybe bopping with this end, setting up the swing. It just comes down to how the situation plays out. The problem with thinking we can always come in for the swing is that it is very easy to intercept that if I am close to you. And I have seen that happen a lot, as I mentioned in my last video. It's not that difficult to get in front of somebody and intercept them at about this point. And next thing you know, the bat's being pushed back on you. They're pushing you backwards. And if they're stronger, they might can get the best of you and, proceed to attack you further. And the horrifying thing that we don't want to think about is the idea of them taking it from you and then beating you with it. If you've got someone trying to attack you and you're defending yourself with a bat, just coming in for the swing is not always the best option. Sometimes it may be warding them off. Boom, you might be able to get a jab in, boom, or a shot that stuns them and then allows you to hit. You might be able to even just crack from this side, just a quick boom, just to the side of the face, just to distract, bang, bang. It's not always about just coming in and swinging. Sometimes you might have to go bang, 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 bang. It just varies. It just depends. You'll have to let me know as well what you think about my sound effects. I think we learn how to make sound effects from a young age, man. I think all of us, when we were little, we're playing with these action figures and we're like, Nevertheless, there's more than one way to use a bat than to just take it and swing it at someone. The swing is what we want, but sometimes you've got to set it up. You don't want to just grab it and intuitively start swinging, because if you were trying to attack me with a bat, I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to run from you, or I'm going to close the distance as soon as possible. At this point, I want to introduce one of my favorite ways to train with a baseball bat, and that is to freeze water balloons and hit those. Now, I didn't come up with this. I actually got the idea from Cold Steel. You'll find out really quick, taking a baseball bat, preferably these tough polypropylene Cold Steel bats, and cracking a frozen water balloon is no chump task. But the human head is no cantaloupe. The human head is very, very solid. And if you swing at something hard and you don't realize how hard it is and you don't have the right swing, you're gonna be like, boom, it's gonna jar you more than anybody else. All right, let's go to work. I do recommend taping up your bats. I've got some hockey tape on this, but I've got some of this lizard skin on this big Brooklyn Crusher. It's a lot of fun getting out here and doing this, but in reality, it's not as easy as you think to get on target. There's a lot on the line with self-defense. That's why I think it's so important to train. It's always very satisfying and stress relieving to get out and crush things with a bat. But a bat can also be a very effective self-defense weapon. But if you have one in your house that you ever plan on using for self-defense, get out and take a few swings with it. See how you do with it. See how fluid you can get, because there's a lot more that you can do with a bat than just swing it. Take care.